You probably clicked on this video to see my thoughts about the new killer and how I would change her, because that is what the title is called, on 5 things on how I would change her. So without wasting any time, let's get straight into the first one. As you guys know, the new chapter for the Ringu lady is out. And many of you actually know that this new killer is kind of weak. And what I mean is that her power is actually really strong, or really good. But she doesn't have chase power. What I mean is, she can't catch up to a survivor easily, or just down people in a certain time frame, which makes her extremely weak when it comes to pallet looping or very safe survivors who just drop pallets. And she can't really do much about that. And the playstyle she has is more of a hit and run style. This killer is a combination of multiple killers, such as Wraith, Pig, and Demogorgon. And maybe some others in there, but those are the main 3 killers that makes her into one. Number 1. Whenever she teleports to a TV, she doesn't turn it off. Her power mainly lies within TVs, and the survivors can turn off the TVs at any point in the trial, with little to no consequences, which means it cuts a huge portion from her power. This change needs to happen. I don't know why they haven't done this, but obviously it is the BTV, so it is early. But if they do think it's too, a little bit too quick or too OP, they could probably make it so if you teleport to a TV, it turns off for 10, 15, 20 seconds. Just to just to stop that spamming potential. And while we're on the TV side of things, another change that I really want as well, since she's a hit and run killer with no chase power with little to no pressure, I think when she teleports to a TV, she should have a map-wide sound that's not directional, because right now it is directional. So whenever you teleport to a gen or to a TV, the survivors on that gen know what TV it is. But if it was map-wide, it would just add that little extra pressure. Obviously not too much, just like Wraith, but just inbuilt. Second change. This one is a simple change, and that is to make the condemned thing spread a lot more quicker, because, oh my fucking god. I'll put a clip of it right now, because on stream I did 2 full gens whilst having the tape in my hands and being in the killer's terror radius for 20 seconds. This condemn mechanic is good, but it's not pressurizing at all. As you already know, there is 7 gens and 7 TVs on every single map, and each TV is located next to a gen. So if the survivor is working on that gen, they can just remove the tape and then do the gen in peace. And obviously I don't know that. Well, I would know that if I actually paid attention, but since there's no skill check, there is add-ons. Well, there's this one add-on that makes it turn yellow. But is it really worth putting a yellow add-on on? Not really. And plus, even if you see the TV off, you still have to walk over. And the fact is that her power mainly relies on the TVs. And the fact that survivors can take the tape and do 2 full gens of Boona Totem with no consequence, or barely any consequences, because the condemned meter is so slow, it's kind of bizarre. The clip that you saw, I did 2 full gens, I was in the killer's terror radius, and I put the tape back in. And when all of that was finished, I had 6.5 bars of the condemned meter. And getting rid of the condemned is so easy, it literally takes 2 seconds to get rid of it. And in the consequence of holding it for that long, I had 2.5 bars, I'm pretty sure, or 2 bars, from putting it away. I think this third change is actually really good, and it is to increase the flickering effect whenever she's in that little cloak mode. So, as you probably know, when she's in that little manifest mode, where she can't attack, she's undetectable, she has no terror radius. But if you're in range of her, she flickers in and out. Since she has no chase power, I think they should increase the flickering. So I think she should be more invisible than visible when she's ever in that mode. And you might be wondering why. Because I think if they make that little change, it could actually help her in a chase, but obviously not too much. But I think it could be good, because let's say you're looping a survivor out of shack. Oh, sorry, let's say you're getting looped at shack by a survivor, and you're on the outside of the window, and the survivor's in the inside. If you're on that little invisible mode, the longer you can use the invisible mode to sneak around or get past the window without the survivor seeing you. And obviously, yeah, you don't have a red stain. So you can actually use this in a chase and maybe get the flank on him. So basically what I was thinking is that maybe you are visible for like 1.5 seconds or maybe 2 seconds, and you're invisible in that mode for like 2.5 or 3 seconds. This just makes it so whenever you're chasing someone at like a jungle gym or shack or any loop with like tall walls, you can like weave in and out of objects to get into the survivor's blind spot without them seeing you. And especially with like the high mobility, the 4.6 movement speed, and her short height, she can, you know, dodge in and out of objects, get into survivor's blind spots, get the jump on them. I think this would be a really good change of that if they just, you know, increase the flickering thing, or the flickering mode, making it more invisible than visible. And then coming out of it would be the same, just standard. The fourth change. This one I really hope they fucking change. And that is simply just to face the TVs towards a gen. Every single map, well, maybe not every single map, because I haven't actually played that much, but the maps that I played, all the TVs were facing away from the gen for some reason. I don't know why, but it just was. So I think a good change is just to face the TVs to the gen. Because I don't know if you've played the PTB yet, but whenever you teleport to a TV, you're so, like, you don't even know where you are. Or unless that's just me, but sometimes you need to, like, get your bearings. And whenever you come out of TV, you don't know where you are. So, plus, trying to find that gen is quite annoying. Plus, you're kind of wasting your speed boost trying to find the gen. But if you're facing towards the gen and you see a survivor run away, instead of wasting your time doing a 180, which like loses your little speed, you see the survivor running off in the distance, and it's just like a straight line or maybe like a little angle to it, and you just beeline it towards them with the speed boost that you get. Simple change, hope they do it. And yeah, and another thing, whilst we're on about the teleporting, is that the sound effect needs to be turned down. Literally, I teleported to a gen and it was like 90% done. And when I teleported, by the time I moved my character, I heard the gen. But when I was when I was coming out of the TV, I couldn't hear the gen for my life. So I was wondering what's going on, but yeah, they need to turn down the sound effect. This fifth change is the final change, and it will tie in with the fourth change like I just talked about, and that is to increase the speed boost when coming out of a TV, because right now I'll get another clip of my stream of what happened, of why it needs to happen, because this clip is just bizarre. I can't believe it. I think the speed boost is too short in my opinion, especially when she has no chase power, so, and plus she's a hit and run killer. She's not like an average killer who just chases survivors such as like Bubba or Billy or, well, I don't know, Deathslinger or something. So with a hit and run playstyle, I think her speed boost coming out of the TV needs to be increased. There is add-ons to do it, but I think it should be base, in my opinion. I think it should be base kit, just to have a speed boost more longer. Clip that you saw just then, you see that I see the Meg, or the Feng, I can't remember who it was, but I see the survivor, she's literally putting the TV in, or the tape in the TV, and it took her a second to realise, and then she ran. And even with the speed boost, I barely caught up to her. Like, I'm talking about barely caught up. Like, it is mad. It is actually insane how I barely catched her. But even then, she even dropped the pallet to, you know, stun me. And obviously with no chase power, I can't really follow it up with a second hit. So all I have to do is just, you know, leave her and then, you know, try and find someone else who's more easier to get. So yeah, having a much longer speed boost would be very good to the killer, especially with the hit and run playstyle. Overall, I think these 5 changes would be amazing for the new killer, especially because how weak she is. In my opinion, I think she's a C tier killer, which is kind of bad because I actually really like this killer, just because how scary she is. So the fact that she has like an underwhelming power is kind of disappointing. But however, the rest of her is really good. The design, the perks, maybe the add-ons, not really. I think the add-ons need a little bit of reworking to make them more efficient. But the perks are really fucking good. However, some may disagree that the perks are really bad, how Floods of Rage is like a worse barbecue and chili, and how Call of Bran is like a worse ruin. The third perk I do understand, just because, you know, people can hit the skill checks. Well, I think the third perk can also be really good for like newer players, but I don't think it's good for high MMR games. But yeah, those are my 5 lists that I wanted to talk about. Whether you agree with me or disagree with me, please tell me why. And if you do disagree, maybe you can change my opinion, I can change yours maybe. Maybe we can have a little discussion about it. Tell me what you would do, actually. I think that would be a good question. How would you change the killer? Because right now, she is in desperate need for changing. So yeah, hopefully you see this video, because I am very small. I don't really have that much. I don't even know, like, my base isn't really... This is like my second video, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, hopefully you do see this video. Hopefully you agree, disagree, and if so, tell me why. And yeah, I think that should be it. Comment down below, and I will see you either in my streams or maybe in a different video. I don't know.